So AOC talking about Sinema.
Kyrsten Sinema's about, 4 years into her 6-year term. I don't believe she's really given a compelling case as to why she should be renominated as the Democratic nominee for United States Senate in Arizona.
By the way, I think the best endorsement, Donald Trump just offered effusive praise for Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. He said, they have two people that are doing the right thing for the country. They become very popular in their states. No. Kyrsten Sinema is an 8% approval rating among Democrats in Arizona. Yeah.
That's a great approval rating for his point of view because he thinks they're going to put a Republican in there. The problem is they aren't. I mean, arguably, what's going to happen is she might lose, but in the process, she'll get primaried, and somebody more normal will get picked. The problem with a lot of voters that the sort of come to Jesus moment in this particular thing is that she checked a bunch of boxes for a bunch of box-checking voters last time. She's a woman, she's bi, she wears weird clothes, she's kind of, she like, look how open and woke this kind of thing is. And what happened was you got exactly the opposite. It's the same thing as Mike Lindell wearing a cross everywhere and like, oh, that's all the proof I need he's a Christian. Never mind the fact that all he does is bear false witness nonstop. Like he's just the worst kind of Christian there is, short of like Dennis Hastert, so in general.
She thinks she's John McCain, and Chris and I know John McCain. We were almost run over by John McCain. Remember when we were doing our show in D.C.?
Yes.
Literally, physically almost run over. She is no John McCain.
No, she's not.
No, but that's why she danced down there and gave the thumbs down. That was her pretend John McCain moment. She thought she's going to be the rogue from, Maverick. Right. Maverick-ish.
Okay, AOC.
From Arizona.
Yeah, one more.
I mean, if it came down to someone like Ruben Gallego and Kyrsten Sinema, I think that would be the easiest decision I would ever have to make. There is no comparison. This is a state that deserves to be represented by a strong Democrat that is allied with working families and understands that we need to protect the rights of the marginalized, that understands that now is not the moment to stick up for corporations, but rather it's time to stand up for working people. And we need someone that has more allegiance to the actual people of this country than special interests.
Future Senator Ruben Gallego. Listen, how often do I pronounce something right? I've just learned how to pronounce it. She has got to be the next senator from Arizona. And also, she will be the new fashion bug consultant.
She's not an Arizona voter. It represents a district in New York that went from blue to bluer. Arizona is a totally different thing, and a statewide election there is not that simple.
But technically blue. Right. Technically blue. Arizona voted for Biden, and they have two Democratic senators.
Yes, we technically have the Senate because it's a 50-50 split with Kamala Harris. We have work to do.
For Arizona, I think they hated Donald Trump more than they liked Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Should be noted, Arizona and Georgia technically blue right now. We just have to keep it that way.
And there's no reason why they shouldn't continue to be so. Right. But the idea that you're going to get everything you want in that state is the weird part.
Yes.
And might give Kyrsten Sinema back her seat because Republicans will like what she's doing. They'll cede the vote in that situation and keep her afloat because she's such a gadfly.
Do you think she's going to flip? Do you think she's going to flip to Republican?
No, I do not.
But I saw a recent poll in Arizona. More Republicans like Kyrsten Sinema than Democrats.
Of course,
and so
there's enough.
That's why Mitch McConnell and Trump are complimenting her effusively.
Right,
right, and 10,000 votes was the point between Biden and Trump in that state. So she doesn't need a lot of wiggle room to stay in office, and she knows it. And if she can't give the outlier kind of activist class of the Democratic Party what they want, she can stick with the kind of mid-level ones who are like, I'm not sure about Build Back Better. I mean, I like parts of it, but blah, blah, that crowd. And all the Republicans will keep her in because they know they can't get one of theirs in because they don't have one. So they'll just ride it out. They're going to do it with her. So they'll flood the voting booth to keep her in there. The more people hate her. And that's
the reality
of it.
Future fashion bug consultant, Kyrsten Sinema. Okay, one more AOC.
Fashion bug.
Yes.
Oh my God.
In Phoenix.
We had one of those in
She
Frankfort,
has-
Kentucky.
Oh, you did?
All
Okay.
right, hang on.
She has proven herself an obstacle to the right to vote in the United States. She is not an ally on civil rights. It is becoming a precipice and rather contributing to the threat that we have in stabilizing our democracy. She is not standing up to corporate interest. In fact, she is a profound ally to them. And I believe that, she is not doing what voters in Arizona sent her to do.
Also, how I think the wild card too, and you know this, Chris, is that in Arizona is the Hispanic vote. This is why Vote Latino has just come out against her for primarying her because Arizona is more, at least more blue. You can't say like, oh, it's really just a red state. It's becoming demographically and whatever.
But traditionally, Latino voters lean more conservative, especially socially. It's why Trump picked up a chunk of them last time.
So the purple hair bisexual is more their flavor?
Right, exactly. But they're gonna if she's gonna stop that other stuff. It's kind of the voters that on the right who put Amy Coney Barrett in, like, the Lord put Trump in here for the perfect purpose of making sure that ACB gets in there. We know he's a flawed man. That nonsense. I'm just saying it's not as cut and dry as people are claiming as far as Sinema. And if she courts the right people, she could stay in. Our job is to make her irrelevant. There are 10 other senators.
That's what I keep saying. Let's make Manchin and Sinema irrelevant. We can do it. We've got Ohio. We've got Val Demings in Florida. We've got what's the other one I'm always forgetting, Travis?
Yeah,
there's
Val's amazing.
Pennsylvania's going to be crazy.
Oh, yeah. Pennsylvania. There's a lot of very doable
Wisconsin.
pickups, right, Al?
Totally.
I mean, yeah.
And that's the work we need to do. And too much focus on the two of them will make it seem like the activist class is taking over the Democratic Party, gives a narrative to the right wing, and that's what they'll run with, and then they'll use it to stomp on, the Democrats that are connected to quote unquote working people
and are
doing all that stuff.
Yeah, and the one thing I do feel like some people are putting out there, Hal, is that if the Senate goes Republican because Manchin and Sinema are such opportunists, they'll flip to Republican. That's the other thing, is we can only do what we can do. Let's keep it Democratic. I think they will stay Democratic if the Senate is.
Totally.
Because they're just about themselves, you know?
And again though, they vote with the Democrats in this like 95% of the time. This is the same complaint that Republicans call, like freaking out about rhinos under Trump, and they're like, they're the most evil people. They vote with, every time we've looked at the record, it's 97% of the time they're voting with Trump.
Yeah.
The other votes were the half an impeachment vote, and I don't know about that naming a road after him. Like they veered off on these nonsense parts. So our job, literally, the popularity of everything that's in the infrastructure bill, the Build Back Better bill, what the rescue package did, not just for saving the economy, but for the environment. Most of the stuff, the precursor to the Infrastructure Act, that all that stuff started in the rescue plan. They put all these shovel-ready jobs, like remember that stuff from the Obama? They put a bunch of those in the rescue package, which was almost 3 times the size of. It was more than 3 times the size of the Biden Obama rescue package, because it had to be in there, and a lot of it was environmental stuff, wind, solar, transitioning away from fossil fuels. That stuff's already seeded, and it's already going to start rolling. As soon as the ground thaws, there's going to be so much work going on in this country that they're going to have a real hard time fighting back against this.
Yep.